In Fallout 2, after you beat the game, you can continue playing. Remember that defunct vault near the beginning? The one with the toxic sludge on the ground and the elevator where you can kill the golden geckos? It's called Toxic Caves on the world map, but it's a clearly very small vault with only 3 levels, including the first cave level where you can take the ladder down to the actual vault structure. Well, if you have one of the original pressings of the game and have not yet patched it, you can return to the Toxic Caves after the game is over, and if you have the item Heart Pills from the Western Murder quest, you can kill yourself in the elevator. After the usual death scene plays, the screen will stay black without the menu screen opening up. After several minutes you'll begin to hear a hollow echoey browning noise cave sort of sound. The screen will slowly fade back, only to find your character in a pile of that nasty biomass goo that was all around the master from the first game. Your character will stand up, but with the usual soundtrack playing, but the brown noise will still be there. Explore this new level, but do not pick any locks. Those areas are off limits, and the developers have put some very nasty programming tricks into the code to protect their secrets. As you continue further on into the level, you'll hear the browning noise continue to increase in volume, and the soundtrack you are so used to will exhibit strange artifacts. This may be because of something to do with the difficulty of playing 2 music tracks simultaneously in the Fallout engine, which wasn't designed to be able to do this. Passing locked door after locked door, you will come upon many of the characters you met earlier on in the game. Oddly, you only found characters that died, or would presumably be expected to die after you last saw them. Like the official endings, the characters found vary depending on how you played the game. If you were the good guy and tried to solve problems without violence, you only found a few bad guys and none unfortunate victims here. If you slaughtered every town, you will see several hundred characters. Regardless of what you did earlier, none of the characters will speak to you or react in any action or in any way. They can't be pickpocketed, killed, pushed aside, or healed. If you try to use the first aid, doctor, or any healing items on them, the game will tell you in the text box. It's much too late for that, Chosen. It would appear that this area is purgatory, or possibly hell, based on being populated entirely by dead characters. The final character, standing just before the final door, is always a player character model from the first Fallout. This is the only character you can interact with, and as you approach, the browning noise reaches a crescendo, and the abundant music cuts out. If you simply bypass him and open a door, the game will play the end credits once again, only with pictures of Hiroshima and Nagasaki victims in the background. This is the extreme poor taste, and many have wondered why the creators would be so insensitive. When asked, they denied the sequence existed and call it a hack, and that it was never in the game after all. After it ends, you agree to a typical game over screen, and you are booted to the desktop. If you talk to the final character, he will explain that he is in fact the Vault Dweller from the original game, your ancestor. He will tell you that he is disappointed in the way you turned out, and he will turn his back on you, and after your character, he will collapse into a pile of bones in a death animation that I've never seen in the game itself. Afterwards, the game will fade to white, and lock up the computer, forcing a hard reset. There is a third option. Those locked doors I mentioned earlier, there is one door. It's always random as to which door, but if you get lucky in picking, you can always use a heavy explosive to blow it up. Inside you'll find a single footlocker hold a 10mm pistol with no clip in the picture and no ammo in it. None of your normal 10mm ammo can be used. You can load the gun with the Easter egg found in the basement of New Reno Arms. Fire this into the head of the final character and the game will cut over to an over-the-shoulder video showing a young man playing the unidentified Fallout-like game. Some people claim that this is an early version of either Fallout Tactics or Van Buren, but nothing on screen seems to fit either of those games. Also, neither of those games had started development by the time of the original pressing of Fallout 2. The video itself is poorly lit, with the apparent intention of being a creepy see-her, but nothing spooky actually happens in the video. The man simply plays the unknown game, and the video slowly fades into your desktop. A cool trick I'm not really sure how they managed. Another strange trick is that according to the many characters, the final characters always match the character they most recently played as in Fallout 1. Both genders and their appeal at the end of the previous games are represented. At first this will seem to be a save game hack, much like Psycho Mantis in Metal Gear Solid, but the trick works even if the original Fallout was played on a different computer without any transferring of any data to the new PC. It's recommended that you do not turn on any televisions in your house for several hours after experiencing this extra ending. You quickly realise that the browning noise in the game is identical to the noise now coming from your television, cable, satellite, and even antenna. If you still hear that, and are somehow incapable of picking up the signal for some time after the secret ending, all internet connections however seem to still work. That's how I'm writing to you now. Funny thing is, I turned my television back off nearly an hour ago, as well as my computer speakers, but I still hear the static getting louder.